All right, week 2 of Murph training is going good. I strained, maybe it's the word, I don't want to say tear, but I strained an intercostal rib muscle doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I didn't even know that muscle was there until I strained it. Now sneezing or coughing, I'm like, oh. My instructor said that just only happens to old guys, so I didn't know how I felt about that. But you know what? If you're an athlete, you're gonna get injured. It's just part of it, and you gotta learn how to cope with that. You can't just quit and give up on your ambitions and goals. You just gotta train smart. So I've been doing that, working around the injury, a lot of ice bath, red light therapy, manual massage, and just rest. And so I should be fine by next weekend. I'm a little over a week away from Murph, so I'm pretty excited. And today I'm gonna be doing half of a Murph. So I'm gonna be doing an 800-meter run. I'm gonna try and keep around a 6-minute pace. I'm gonna do it on a internal treadmill here so I can really track it. And I'm wearing these cool shoes today. So I don't know if you can see them, but these are barefoot running shoes, and it's hard to heel strike when you're wearing shoes like this. So I highly recommend them if you want to learn how to run properly. And then after the 800-meter run, again around a 6-minute pace, I'm going to go to a Cindy style pull-up, push-up, squat routine. So I'm going to do 5 pull-ups, and you'll see I'll be working on a kip. I put the vest on yesterday just to see how it feels, and I'm definitely going to need a kip if I'm going to get 100 of them quickly. Then I'm gonna do 10 push-ups. You'll see I'm just gonna keep my hands kind of underneath my shoulders. That's where I feel the strongest and most efficient. And then with the air squats, feet are gonna be 30, 60 degrees, somewhere in there, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And I'm just getting that my butt below the hips, and then fully standing up tall, repeat, recycle. That's where I'm gonna catch my breath. Now, I'm gonna show you a little trick that I like to do. So this is important. If you wanna be efficient, you gotta learn how to go through these pull-up, push-ups, air squats very efficiently. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little tape, and I'm getting a mat here, and I'm just gonna tape this mat down here in the corner, and then I'll do it in the other corner as well. And so now my mat is nice and secure, and you're saying, well, what's the point of securing the mat? Because it's exactly where I want it to be, under the bar. So when I get done with my last air squats, you'll see on rep 14 of my squats, I'm gonna look at my time, I'm gonna hit the lap button so I don't lose count, because there's a lot of counting, and this is how I'm gonna keep track of all my rounds. And on 14 coming down, coming up to number 15, I'm just gonna jump, make it a full rep, but I'm gonna go ahead and save my energy and just go from squat to jumping up on the bar, and I wanna know exactly where that bar is. So I wanna minimize anything that can change. So my feet are literally lined up right here on the edge of the mat. So when I jump, it's just an easy jump, and then I go right into my pull-ups. And when I drop, boom, I can go down here, I can do my push-ups. Repeat, recycle for 20 rounds. So again, name of the game is speed, efficiency in your transitions, keeping track so you don't lose count, and then just tolerating pain. And that is pretty much the Murph summed up. So with that, here we go. Keep an eye on what I'm doing. I hope it helps you as you train to hopefully PR this year with me. Right, well, that was pretty awesome. I'm pretty stoked because I'm coming in around sub 14. Again, this is the first half of the workout, so we'll see what happens on the second half. I don't have a weight vest on, but still I'm tracking pretty good time. So even if I add a minute or 2, if I can keep my runs around 7 minutes, then I'm gonna hit a sub 30 Murph for the first time in my life. So I'm super excited about that. I'll give myself 72 hours rest, and then I'll come back with a weight vest on next week. I'll let you know how that goes. We'll see how the body feels with the extra weight on it. Hopefully I'll continue to lose some weight, so it kind of balances out just a little bit. And then as we get closer to Murph, about 72 hours out, I'll really start backing off any sort of training, just doing active recovery. I'll show you what I'm doing in terms of supplementing nutrition, because that's the other half of the game. And then we'll hit it strong on Memorial Day. Thanks so much for joining me in this journey. I can't wait to hear how your training's going. You can write some stuff in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know. And we'll keep trying to PR together. All right, Chapel America, out.